Welcome back. I'm sorry for all the really loud noise right now. Apparently we're in the middle of a huge storm, but the lights are flickering. I really hope the power doesn't go out. Yeah, look at this. I'm in the garage right now. I don't know if you can see, but from my garage it looks like there's a waterfall. Like I feel like I'm behind a waterfall, like Disney behind the falls. The backside of water. That's what it is. I really hope you guys can hear me. But it's been a really long time since I've filmed anything, because after I had the baby and everything, I had filmed something like 8, 9, 10 videos, like boom, 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 back to back, because I was getting work done. And then after that, my shop opened. I got a lot of orders in. Things got crazy. I stopped filming, and I stopped having time to edit all the videos, because that's what really takes me a long time, is the editing and posting. And then at the same time, my maternity leave was over, so I went back to work. And so it's just been a lot. Oh, and at the same time, my sister and I started another business, which is a yard sign business, yard cards, if you've ever heard of that. So we did that a lot, like happy birthday signs, everything like that. Actually, I'm in my garage. This is where we keep everything. So if you could see what I'm talking about, those big old signs. We did a lot of graduation ones, birthday ones, anniversary. Matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll link some pictures. I'll put some pictures into the video so you can see what I'm talking about. So basically, I was a very busy woman. I'm still a very busy woman. So I didn't have time to film videos, but I decided recently I wanted to get back into YouTube and make this more of a priority. Especially because a number of things just kind of happened, boom, 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 all at once. So, here's my big announcements. Number one, this is the biggest announcement. Usually I save the biggest for last, but it makes more sense to say the biggest first. My biggest announcement, I'm pregnant again. Yeah, I know. My baby is now 5 months old, and I am 12 weeks pregnant. Which, if you do your math, that's approximately 3 months. I'm approximately 3 months pregnant. So yeah, I got pregnant right away. And I've known I was pregnant since around like 4 weeks, a little bit before 4 weeks actually. I found out really early. So it's a surprise. It's not exactly the plan, but it's the greatest blessing on earth. So we're excited. And you know, we're just kind of like rolling right into it because we just got done doing all of that. So yeah, and if you don't notice, I'm a little bit older. I'm already 33. So, and we just got married 2 years ago. So I didn't want to wait too long to have more kids, because I know I really, like, realistically, I only have a few more years left of childbearing years without like having more complications or making it a lot harder. So I wanted to have another kid soon, but yeah, this was way soon. But here we are. So the pregnancy complicated things. It really slowed me down, really, because I'm just so exhausted constantly. I am constantly exhausted. And then doing the yard signs, people don't realize it's a lot of work. It's like hard work, hammering, tools, all kind of stuff. So lucky my sister and I always did it together. So she took more point in doing the hard work, and I would do more of the aligning and decorating sort of thing. But then something else happened. Number one, my heat press broke, which that I'm still very heartbroken about that. So I had to completely close. That was scary. So yeah, that was scary. I'm filming.
All husbands, check on your wives during the storm.
So yeah. So my heat press broke. That's heartbreaking. I had to close my shop because the majority of the shirts I was doing were like heat transfer vinyl. So yeah, I'm still closed to this day. I have to get a new heat press. I want to invest in something a little bit more expensive so it'll last me longer, and a little bit bigger so it'd make it easier to do adult shirts. So that's why I didn't just run out and grab another one right away. Plus we're still in the middle of the pandemic, unemployment, things like that. So it's just a little hard right now. So I can't spend that much extra money right now. So it's just, that's on hold. So while that's on hold, I figured, well, let me concentrate on other things, getting some more, not models, what's the word I'm looking for? Like mock-ups made up for embroidery, getting some other projects done, focusing on the house, the baby, of course, both babies now, my health, things like that, and YouTube. So this is why I'm back to doing more YouTube videos. I've pumped out a few more and posted them lately. I hope you saw that. Thank you for everyone who's liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm at like 560 subscribers right now. It means the world to me. I can't believe there's like 560 people out there who actually want to pay attention to what I have to say or do. So thank you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. My next goal is to hit that 1,000 mark. That's the new goal. Because then I can monetize my channel and maybe make a few pennies here or there. So anyways, all that happened, right? And then the next big thing happened. I had been having some trouble like walking, so I was in pain in my foot, especially in my one toe, for a while. It was about 6 weeks, and I really noticed it while I was doing these signs. So I'm thinking, whatever, maybe I'm just getting old, maybe it's arthritis, I don't know. Well, then one night I went to give the baby her bath. I tripped over the edge of the bed. I'm holding her, and I just felt like, and I didn't even hit it, my toe. So it's like this toe. I didn't even hit it, but I kind of went like that, and I just felt the sucker like crack. And the pain was excruciating. I could not sleep that night. It was horrible. So finally the next day, I already had an OBGYN appointment. And so the doctor was like, yeah, you need to go get that checked out. But everybody else is telling me like, oh, it's just a toe. Even if it's broken, there's nothing they can do. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Especially with me being pregnant, all I can do is take Tylenol. So, but finally I just went ahead. I went down there to the Express Care because it was in the same building. And I got it checked out. And yeah, it's broken. But this was a huge surprise. I had no idea. I have a tumor in my toe, in the bone. So it's like say if this is the toe, it's like in this knuckle, it's a tumor inside, and it completely hollowed out my bone. So it's hollow, and that's why it broke so easily. And when it fractured right across. They said I just like completely broke the sucker right in half, basically. So that's fun. I have this guy now. My mother-in-law let me use this. I also have a scooter upstairs that the insurance got me. But this allows me to put stuff on it so I can roll it. And then I also have this guy. Isn't that sexy? So yeah, I'll be in this boot at least 7 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks already. And then I can't have surgery right now because I'm pregnant, but after I have the baby, which I'm due in March, by the way, March 22nd. My other baby, Elena, her birthday is March 21st. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, after I have the next baby, I'll have to have surgery, and they'll have to like open up the bone, scrape out the tumor, reattach the bone, and let it heal. So I'll be back in this guy. So it could be a lot worse. It's non-cancerous. The tumor is non-cancerous, thank God. And it's just a toe. At the end of the day, it's just a freaking toe. But it just makes it hard to get around, especially with being pregnant and having a newborn. So here we are. Those are my big announcements. For the record, we're hoping for a boy since we have a girl, but we're just blessed regardless. As long as the baby's healthy, that's what's number one. It's looking like a girl. It's looking like another girl though, because the heartbeat right now is 175 beats per minute. That is fast. And you know, old wives' tales say that it's a girl with a high heartbeat like that. Also, I don't know if you've heard of a thing called the nub theory. So we had our ultrasound at 11 weeks. And the nub theory says it's the part that's about to form the genitals. If it's parallel to the spine, then it's most likely to be a girl. But if it's like at a 30-degree angle, then it's a boy. And that's what they call the nub theory. So we had that during our ultrasound because she got a really good picture, even though that baby was jumping all over the place. It just seems like that's gonna be my hyper baby, especially because Elena's like real chill. I think this is gonna be my hyper baby. So yeah, from what she can see, she called it as girl. Now it's something like at least 90-something% accurate, but it's more accurate the weeks that go on. So like 12, 13, 14 weeks. 14 weeks is pretty much 100% accurate. And then it just goes down a little bit from there. Now from what I've read, 11 weeks is not as accurate because it's still too young. But at 12 weeks, it's like over 80-90% already. So we'll see what happens. Like literally the day I got it done, I was 11 weeks one day. Like right on the money, the bare minimum 11 weeks. She called it as girl, we'll see. I just have to tell you, I feel like it's a boy. The last time when I was pregnant with her, I wanted a boy, but I felt the whole time that it was a girl. I don't know if it's mother's intuition or what. So we'll see. We'll see if mother's intuition is right. Because this time I really feel like it's a boy. Like I keep trying to get into my head, oh well, I have 2 girls, you know, and that's fine. But it's like I can't picture it. I can't even settle on a name because I can't picture it. Now for a boy's name, we're gonna use the same boy's name we were gonna do for her if she had been a boy. I'm not gonna reveal that yet. But our gender reveal will be October 26th. That's when we go to do the gender ultrasound, for sure. So we're gonna do a little reveal that day. And I'll go ahead and share that with you guys. Make a video on YouTube, but for right now, it's pointing towards a girl, definitely, but I just personally feel like it's a boy. We'll see. Okay, I know I really talked a lot. That was way more announcements than I planned to make, but the next announcement is the beginning of a new web series or new vlog series. I had been feeling pretty down for a while. There's just a lot going on. There's other personal matters, but that's not important right now. But I was just looking for a project, especially since I didn't have my heat press anymore. I was looking for a project to do, and I have a thing where I'm obsessed with like little towns and villages. So I do model stuff all the time. I have a really bad obsession, like nerd to the next level. Train sets, all that, love that stuff. Trains especially, I just love trains. I have an obsession. So anyways, I've always wanted to do like a really great in-depth Christmas village. And then I don't know if you've ever seen, it's called Lemax Spooky Town, and they have Halloween villages. So since Halloween is right around the corner, I found really great deals online. I went for it. So I bought a couple things, and I'm going to put together hopefully a nice Halloween village display. And I'm going to build it from the ground up and record the whole thing. So today I'm just going to show you what I have and tell you what I'm planning so I can try and start designing it. And then each video after this will be a different part of the process. So all of these pieces are from Lemax Spooky Town. It's a collection. You can find them at Michael's. And I think Menards, if you have that. Otherwise, you can find them online. So what I have so far is I have the Ghoulie Grocer. So it's like a grocery store. The Brewery and Cafe. I have a haunted house, a little candy corner, Zombie Jazz Cafe. I really like these guys, look at them. Musicians on the corner. And then I also have the Ghost Around. This is, I think, my favorite piece. And this is brand new for this year, the Pumpkin Tilt and Hurl. So it's like a tilt-a-whirl. I love the rides. And then I also have a spooky train set. I love trains. So I'm just starting my collection this year. My plan is to just add on to it every year, just a piece or two. So that eventually I have like a really awesome, really big village. And I plan to do the same thing for Christmas. So I like Halloween, but I'm terrified. I'm the biggest scaredy cat. So I like this. It's like spooky. I like spooky Halloween. I don't like scary Halloween. But Christmas, I'm like Elf. I'm like Buddy the Elf. I love Christmas. I do things to the max. I cannot maintain or contain my Christmas joy. So I'm very excited for that village. That's going to be like my heart and soul. But I do like spooky. It's really cute. I like Halloween. So we're going to get this one started. But this is going to be practice. This is just practice for Christmas. So I kind of just started off by making a plan. Very short plan of what I want for my village. Number one is the train. So I'm going to have to fit everything around the train. Number two is I want a water feature. So a river. And I really want to do a waterfall too. I have an obsession too with like model water, like rivers and waterfalls and stuff. Another part of it is going to be an amusement park. So if you see I have my 2 rides, there are other rides, so I want to add on to those every year too. I love theme parks, especially Disney World. I'm very Disney obsessed. I've pretty much gone every year since like 2011, I want to say, at least. So I think I want to call my amusement park Spooky Kingdom, kind of like Magic Kingdom, but it's Spooky Kingdom. And I'm going to make like a little sign for it. I want to have like a town square, because especially you see we have the grocery store, we have the cafe, all of that. And I want a house on the hill. So there's this one house that's just like a scary haunted house. Like I want that to kind of go up high. And then my train, I want to have some kind of tunnel for it to go through, like through the mountains or something. And I want part of it to be like a bridge going over the water. So those are my goals. But I'm gonna go ahead and get designing. I bought this huge piece of foam. It's like an insulation foam. I got that from Home Depot. And that's what I'm gonna use as my base. And it's really easy to cut into with either just a knife, a blade, or a hot wire foam cutter. So I have one of those that I had from a previous project that had to do with something Harry Potter. So yeah, now that you have everything introduced, I'm gonna go ahead and start just designing. Okay, so I'm going to get started now with the design. I have a handy dandy Sharpie marker here to try to mark like the minimum size that I need of everything. And what I'm using here, I'm using insulation foam. I think it's called Formular. I get it at Home Depot. It's the pink foam. This is 2 inches thick. You can get it just 1 inch or 1.5 inches or 2 inches. So I just went ahead and I sprung for the 2 inches. Now each piece when you buy it is 4 feet this way by 8 feet. Woo! My camera had trouble keeping up. Anyways, it's 4 feet by 8 feet long. So it's pretty big. I have it on a table here. In order to do my design, I figured I would start off with my Sharpie and to try and figure out where I'm gonna fit everything on here. Now obviously this is so big, I'm not gonna fit this in the house. It's gonna go on my dining room table, and I wanna have it so it has the least amount of square footage this way or that way, you know, surface area on the bottom. I want it to be like taller, if anything, so it has depth and everything. But and I don't want it to take up too much space on my dining room table because my husband will kill me. But the one thing that's kind of gonna screw me there is the train. I just figured out it works. Oh, it's not gonna work right now because the main train is not on the tracks. But whatever. It works. But what I need is to design the track layout, because that's what's going to take up the most space, because obviously I can't put a train track going all the way up and going all the way down. It'd have to have like a not a very sharp slope, you know what I mean? Because otherwise it's not going to make it up and down. It'll end up being a roller coaster instead of a train. So the train's going to take up the majority of the space, so I'm going to design that track layout first and make sure that it works on whatever layout I put, and then I'll fit the buildings and everything else around it. So I'm gonna kind of just set the camera in the corner while I work and try and figure this out, and yeah, then we'll keep going from there. If I can at least get the track layout in this video, I would be happy. National Weather Service, a flash flood warning. I live on Lake Erie in Ohio, And there's also a river here called the Black River, so those things flood quite a bit. Not so much the lake because it's huge, but the Black River and then all the like creeks around it and stuff like that. So I just hope everyone stays safe and doesn't drive into anything that's flooded, because I've seen bad things happen before. It's not good. All right, so here we go. Track layout design. So it works. Now, if you notice, there's a little part of the track that's kind of raised up a little bit. It's because I tried to force it into something different. I refused to just do the regular old oval for a train tracks. I just wanted it to have something different. I didn't want it to just keep going around in just a regular oval. I didn't want it to do just this, but there's not enough track pieces to do anything else, as you saw my struggle. So I'm gonna try and keep it with this layout. I wanted it to do a bit of an incline anyway, so maybe that'll work for me. But it works at least with this layout, so I'm gonna try and build around that. But that does take up like half of my board. Worst case scenario, I have to go buy another one of these. I hope not, because it was like 33 bucks for one that's, you know, 2 inches thick like this. So we shall see. I can always shorten the track. I don't want to. So we'll see. I'm gonna go from here. Okay, so as you can see, I use my marker and I trace along the inside, so I know exactly where my track goes. And then about a good 1.5 inches around the outside, because that's my bare minimum where I need to keep it. So that's where I can cut. So I can at least have enough space for the track before it kind of slopes downward into like a mountain looking thing. What I'd like to do, I'd like to have my one haunted house like up here somewhere, and then cutting into the mountain would be the track, so it would kind of like tunnel through over here. I'd like my amusement park to go over here on like 2 different levels with the 2 rides, so that might be also another tunnel here, so that way my whole base doesn't go too much further than this track layout. Then I'd like to use the middle to do most of my town square. The river, I don't know, I'll figure that one out. But what I'm gonna do now is try and place my town square buildings in the middle here and draw around them so I can see where they'll fit in and where I can kind of put like roads and things like that. So I think I'm gonna keep my buildings closer here to the front, because I want this kind of built up mountain-wise to put the house on the haunted hill here. And then over here will be my theme park built up also. So like I'll kind of have this guy like maybe up at this level, and then the other guy at a lower or a higher level. So I'm just gonna kind of mark these and go from there. now that those are marked, I'm gonna mark the bare minimum of space, even though these are not gonna go directly here. I'm gonna mark the bare minimum of space needed around them as the base, so then I can use the rest of my stuff to kind of build it up, you know, mountain-wise. So I'll do that with both rides, the candy corner, and the haunted house. Okay, so I have here an electric foam cutting pen. It's heating up right now. You can use something like this. You can use like those hot wire foam factory cutters. You can just use a regular old like X-Acto knife or one of these knives. I don't know what they're called. So I'll use like a combination of like this, and the X-Acto knife. But I'm gonna do the heavy lifting with this guy because I want to say I got this on Amazon, I don't know, like 5 years ago. Maybe it was like 10-20 bucks around there. It's worth it. So what it does, it's hot and it just cuts into the foam like butter. So I'm just gonna go cut around all the larger parts of each thing, so everything's kind of cut down and easier to manage. And I'm gonna not cut straight up and down. I'm gonna cut at an angle so I can make it look like rock formations. If you can see, this is what I mean by trying to make it look kind of like a rock formation. So if you can see, he's doing a good job cutting so far. I've got some good rock formations going. I'm going to do more work to it too, of course, but at least this is a good start. And this is like the base, the bare minimum base for the village and the train. And then this for the candy corner. And again, it's going to be up higher, but at least this is the base that I need to at least fit the candy corner on it. But I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now because I'm in a lot of pain from trying to walk on this boot while I was getting everything ready. It hurts my back a lot too. And this thing smokes, as you can see, and it starts to burn off the foam that's stuck to it. So that's not good for me to be around all of that. One, because of pregnancy, and two, because I have bad asthma. So I'm gonna take a break here, probably get something to eat, and hopefully next time you see, I'll at least be done cutting, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all my new subscribers, commenters, clicking the like, the thumbs up. I really appreciate all of you guys. Hopefully we'll hit that 1,000 mark soon. Thanks.